Anyone in the meeting can confirm whether I'm audible, visible. Hello. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Let's wait for 5-7 minutes until others also join this call. Then we'll start. Is my screen visible to you guys? Okay. Oh, okay. I think we can start. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Kajal here. I'm PMRF research scholar, and currently I'm TA for this session of this host pathogen interaction. So, I am from IIT BHU, and I'm taking this course, the host pathogen interaction, which is currently running by Professor Himanshu Kumar from IISER Bhopal. So, I'll be your TA for this January to April session. So, I would like you guys to I would like to know from where you are. So can you please type your name in the chat box with your degree, like you are BSc, MSc, or are you joining for the first time on NPTEL course, or you are an old user? So can you write in the chat box these things about yourself, your name, your college, your degree, whether MSc or BSc, so that we can know about others as well. Just a short introduction about yourself, like in which course you are enrolled, at what college you are BSc or MSc student, which year, and is this your first time at NPTEL or you have already taken some courses? Okay, Shweta from Tamil Nadu, Srivastav, Shrivastava, from where you are, and Shweta, in which course you have enrolled? Like, you are from which degree? Like BSc or MSc, MTech, BTech, or research scholar? Okay. PhD, which year you are? Okay. Okay. Once you have completed your MSc, in which year, which semester, you are currently preparing for something or enrolled in some other course? You can also unmute yourself and speak up if you want, or you can also type in the chat box, whatever is convenient for you. No issues. Okay. So you are giving any exams like GATE, DBT, CSI, or anything? Oh, okay. Yes, yes, it will be very useful because immunology in covered in all the exams like GATE, DBT, CSIR, everything. It is there. So nice. It will be helpful for you. Okay, anybody else is there? Ria Chaudhary is also there. Okay, if you want to ask anything for general interaction, then you can. You are free to ask. Because this is the first session, this is the first class of this particular session of immunology. So we can have an interaction session. Then from later on classes, we will discuss all the assignments and questions related to the subject. So this is the first class. So that's why you can tell how you want to study this course. Like sir is taking the main course on NPTEL. I'm his TA, so I will be taking the assignment part. I will be helping you out in solving the assignments. Today I have some sample problems, and later on the weekly assignment that is already shared with you after the due date is over, I will take those assignments and help you solve those problems. So you can also suggest or ask anything if you want. Okay, then we can start the course. Like I'm in PhD fourth year, I have qualified GATE TBT and currently I'm PMRO fellow and a TA on NPTEL. So I'll be there for the next like 4 months of this course duration. So basically, this course is about the immunology, that is the host pathogen interaction. So the host here is humans and mouse, and the pathogens are all the bacteria, virus, fungus that pathogen is a foreign particle that causes the infection. So this is the interaction between how human host body responds to the pathogen. So this is a course for like bachelor's, master's students for all the BSc, MSc, and BTech, MTech, and also the research level students. So we can take this. And the course duration is like from 20th January to 11th of April. So this is like basically 4 months course, that is 12 weeks. and the enrollment is still going on till 27th of January. If anybody wants to enroll in the course, so that you will get the certification at the end of this course, then you can enroll till now. And the exam registration is like till 14 February if you want to write the proctored exam and get the certificate. So exam will be held on the 4th of May. And yeah, so it is a certification course. You can directly enroll freely and learn. And also, if you want to get certificate, then you have to register for the exam. I will be your TA for all the Saturdays, like every Saturday from evening 3 to 5 p.m. I'll be there. So this is the tentative schedule of like week 1 to week 12. For all the Saturdays, we will have an interaction session. Are my slides visible to you guys? Okay, okay. So this course is like it have 12 units that are divided into 12 weeks. So currently the week 1 and week 2 assignments are released on the NPTEL portal. You guys must have received the email regarding that. The assignment and the course content that sir is taking. So the week 1 covered the history and development of immunology field and the branches of immunology and introduction to immune system and all the immune organs. And in week 2 there are immune organs, the primary and secondary immune organs consisting of thymus and bone marrow, and spleen and lymph node, malt and galt, and some cells of immune system. So these two units are already released the content for this, and assignment is also released. Later on classes, we will be solving the questions which is released from these 2 week assignments. So there are other units that will be covered on weekly basis. So this will be like innate and adaptive immune system and about antigen and antibody and all the immunological response from infectious diseases. You guys can also ask anything if you want. This is just an interactive session, guys. So have you gone through all the video lectures that is already released on the portal on the YouTube channel of NPTEL? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because sir have taken 2 units that is already released on the channel. So you can go through all those videos. There are like some 8 to 10 videos till now for the 2 weeks. So you can start reading from those videos. Then only you will be able to solve the assignments. Because this first session is for some basic clearing and just general interaction. So in later on classes, I will be taking those assignments. And the assignments are from the content released on the YouTube, content that is already taught by the sir on the YouTube. So you will not be able to solve those assignments until you see those videos. So I'll suggest you to go through those videos. And also you can let me know like if you want me to take any topic again or just have a revision session of any topic or you have any doubt, then you can tell me. I will take those topics again for you. And also there is a discussion forum on the NPTEL. You can drop your queries there and other like all the tutors, educators, those can respond to your queries. So are you aware of the discussion forum on NPTEL? Okay, so you can drop your queries there or any doubt or anything you have, you can drop it there. So anybody from the NPTEL or other educators or anybody can respond to those your queries on the discussion forum. And in this, like today's session also, you can drop your queries in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and speak up if you want to discuss anything or you want to tell me anything. So it is a basic interaction session. So today we will not be taking any particular topic in depth. We will just have some sample question problems. So before we start the sample problems, you can have discussion related to what you have already learned from the this immunology course, or if you want to learn anything. Are you from immunology background already, like biology background? Have you studied immunology other than Shweta? Anybody? That means you are aware of the basics of immunology, the basic things you are aware. Okay, okay, good. That will be helpful. Okay. Have you received the week zero assignment from the NPTEL? There was a basic assignment of sample questions. Okay, and week one and week two assignments have you submitted? Okay. Is it easy to solve the assignment, or you have any doubt or difficulty in some problem or in some particular topic, or is it easy going? Okay. Week one is okay. Yes, that was history and development of immunology. So that is direct questions, no more concepts in that. You can have the basics of immunology from there. Still, if you want me to take any particular portion, again, you want to have the revision or short summary session, you can let me know. And for others as well, the course content is fine. Are you able to solve the assignments? Okay. It's okay, we can have some. So, have you seen these reference books? This is also on the NPTEL syllabus with the course of immunology. There are some reference books mentioned. Have you gone through any of these books, or you are just watching the YouTube videos, tutorials, and solving the assignments? Or have you also gone through these books? Cube Immunology is the godfather of immunology. It is very nice book. I'm also personally reading this book since my bachelor's and master's. All the chapters are divided into small portion with all the colorful figures and easy to understand the concepts in subpoints. So it is the easiest and basic book to start with. Other books also you can go through that. Then we will have the sample problems that you guys have already solved. So that is quite easy for you. So what is the primary function of the immune system? It is very basic and very easy question. So anybody want to answer this in the chat box? Okay. Are there anybody also in the call? Okay, only two people other than me. Are you guys the first time a learner on NPTEL, or you have already enrolled in some courses and studied from that? Okay, in which last batch? Okay. And others, are they first time on the NPTEL, or they have already on the first time? Okay. So are you free learner, or you have registered for the certification course? Okay, means you will be giving the exams. Okay, okay, fine. Good. Someone recently joined, Swarnima Mishra. Swarnima, where are you from? Okay, so tell me what to do next other than the sample problems. We'll continue these problems. So, if you have gone through the course lecture of this immunology, and if you have studied immunology basics before also, then you might be aware of this very basic concept like the innate immune system and the adaptive immune system both work together and develop an immune response for the host that helps in the elimination of pathogen and fight against the disease. So it is the key concept of immunology, like how host defense system works by interaction of both innate and adaptive immune system. So the second question is, which cells are considered the main soldiers of the immune system? What is the answer for this? WBC. Okay. So what is the role of antibodies in the immune system? These are very basic questions for the sample problem. What is the answer for this? Okay. And which of the following is a viral infectious disease which is caused by a virus? Influenza. Which virus? Influenza is virus. And tuberculosis is caused by which organism? Are you aware of other disease as well? Have you studied microbiology course in your somewhere? Bachelor's, master's, anywhere? Bachelor's. Okay. Like that microbiology is also covered in if you are planning for CSIR or GATE DBT any exams. So microbiology portion is also there. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, so do you want me to take the revision of any topic? Like, see, till now, sir have discussed few topics in the class. This is the assignment 0, which you are already able to solve. So, okay, let's finish this first. What is the primary mode of transmission for the HIV? How this is transmitted? You would like to answer for this? Okay. Okay, the next question is, which immune cell is responsible for engulfing and digesting pathogens? So, have you studied the cells of immune system topic? Cells and organs of immune system. The organs of immune system is already released on the assignment session, and the cells of immune system is currently running. So, have you studied this topic before? Cells of immune system, like which immune cell is responsible for engulfing and digesting pathogens? Every immune cell have a specific role in fighting with the infection and for the body's immune response. So this topic will be taken in detail when this portion will come after the organs of immune system. Next topic is cells of immune system. So do you want to answer for this? So the macrophages are the cells responsible for engulfing and digesting pathogens by the process known as phagocytosis. So next, the sample question is, what is the function of vaccines in the immune system? Anybody like to answer this? Okay. Like what is vaccine in general? Like what is a vaccine? Okay, then how they respond when they are given to an organism? So, like those are the attenuated particles, that is the inactive form of that particular pathogen itself. So when it goes into the host organism, the body responds by forming the memory. So when the actual pathogen enters in the body, then the body immune system already have a memory and the antibodies produced against that particular vaccine. So it will fight against the infection when the actual pathogen arrives in the organism. So this is the vaccine. Which of the following is a bacterial infectious disease? which is caused by bacterial organism out of this disease. Out of these disease, which one is caused by bacteria? Tetanus. Which bacteria is responsible for causing the tetanus? Are you aware of that? The Salmonella typhi is causing the tetanus. Have you heard about Salmonella typhi? Okay, okay, sorry. That causes typhoid. So sorry. Somebody's there. Hmm. So the tetanus is caused by Clostridium tetani, and Salmonella typhi causes typhoid. Next question is, what is the function of the spleen in the immune system? What is spleen also known as? Have you heard of that famous quote regarding the spleen? Like mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Like that, spleen is also called something. Are you aware of that? Spleen is the secondary lymphoid organ in the immune system, and the spleen is known as the graveyard of RBC. When the like RBC red blood cells have a particular days of lifespan, after that is over, it goes to the spleen. So spleen have the function of blood filtration and protection. So it you will study the about details of the spleen in the organs of immune system, about the function of spleen and the structure of spleen. Sir have already taken that spleen and bone marrow. Bone marrow, thymus, spleen, and other organs, lymph nodes, that is the part of organs of immune system. Which of the following is a fungal infectious disease? We have seen viral disease, bacterial disease, and this is the fungal infectious disease. Out of which disease is caused by fungus? Candidiasis. Can by candida. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Candida is an yeast. Yeast and fungus are like with the same family. So the topics covered till now by Himanshu sir on the that is content is released on the channel. Those are like history and development of immunology, where sir have taken all the concepts like how immunology started, what was the initial factors that led to the development of immunology, like the development of vaccine and how it started, how the scientists came to know about the concept of vaccine and the pasteurization process and everything that is in the history and development of immunology. And there are various branches of immunology, so those are also there, it is also covered. And some basic introduction to immune system and organs of immune system, like primary immune organs are thymus and bone marrow, and secondary immune organs are like spleen, lymph node, malt, and galled. So these are covered already, like in week 1 and week 2 assignments. So have you gone through these topics? Other people, have you visited the videos or seen the videos on the this portal regarding those topics? Others can also talk and discuss. Like this is the first session, so it is a live interactive session. From the next session onwards, we will be taking assignment problem. That assignments already released for you guys. We will be solving those assignments, and with respect to each and every question, what is the key concept and some subtopics, that also we will revise in our upcoming classes on all the Saturday. For those who have joined recently, for those I will be taking every live session on the every Saturday, like 3 to 5 p.m., and I will solve the assignment problems for you. That is like already released. So people who have joined later on, can you tell about yourself, like from where you are? Are you bachelor's or master's students, and from which college, university? You can write in the chat box like other students who initially joined have written about themselves, so that we can interact and come to know about each and other. You can type your name and your degree, course, college. Hi, Harika. Where are you from? Which course? Like bachelor's, master's? Anybody want to respond in the chat box from where you are? Or you can unmute yourself and also speak up if you want. No, you don't want to speak up, you don't want to tell others about yourself. Like just write down, are you bachelor's or master's students, and from which college or university you are currently pursuing your degree. Okay. MSc Biotech from JNU, Hyderabad. Okay. Then you are biotech student, so I can assume that you have studied immunology basics already. Have you studied immunology before also? Like, are you aware of the basic immunology? Okay. Okay, no problem. We will be studying basics only. We'll start with the basics, no problem with that. After MSc or along with MSc, are you also planning to give some exams for research entrance? Are you also like preparing for CSIR DBT GATE, any exams? Because there also the immunology unit is there. That will be helpful for that as well. If you are planning to give. Okay, okay, very good. The immunology is also there, so it will be very helpful for that. Have you enrolled in the free course or for the registered for the certification? Like you will be giving the assignments or just learning through videos? Like there are few people who have registered for only learning through the videos, and some people are also giving exams, the assignment, submitting assignments and giving the final proctored exam. So those will be getting the certificate at the end of this course. And if anybody want to register for the certification course, then the date is still there for the registration. Like 40, until 14th Feb, I think you can register for the certification course exam. You can also suggest like how you want to study in this course on the every Saturday live interactive session. Like you want to solve only the assignment problems or you want to take revision of any course or any subject, like any particular topic, any portion that is not very much clear to you, so that we can also have a revision session for that. You can let me know in advance so that for the next Saturday I can prepare for that particular portion for the revision that is already on the video taught by the sir. So you want to solve only the assignment questions in this particular session or also you need some revision session? Okay, okay. So that you can let me know na from the next Saturday I can prepare accordingly for those particular portion like which you want to study. Otherwise, if I start very basic, then no problem for me. But like if somebody is already aware, already reading this course, then that will be of no use for that. And if I directly jump on to starting the revision session from the released video, then if somebody is newly joined, then that will not get the basic concept of the immunology. So that will be a little difficult for that. So you can let me know if you need anything, any particular portion if you want to get covered. So in the chat box, you can let me know, or if you have gone through any video revision session for some topics will be good. Like any particular topic you want me to take, you can also mention the topic. If you have seen the videos on the released content, if any particular topic, then also you can give me the name of that topic. Because sir have already covered in depth about the immunology portion. So I'll suggest you to go through sir's video first. And still, if you have any confusion or any topic is not clear, then you can let me know. Then I'll take that topic again. Yeah, we can take no problem. Other than the assignment, like in assignment, only there are 10 questions. If I cover those 10 questions along with the key concept and the basic topic related to that 10 question, then also we have like 2 hours time. Like how much you will do in like 2 hours, those 10 questions. So if you tell me any topic so that I can cover every other than the assignment, like every Saturday, I'll take those 10 questions in the first 1 hour. Thus, that 10 question plus their topic and concept and other things related to those 10 questions. We can take in the first 1 hour, and in other 1 hour or like other remaining time, we can take if you tell me any topic that you want to study, like particular organs of immune system, cells, or about antibody diversity or any disease, infectious disease. So if you give me the topic, then I'll prepare accordingly about the concepts of that topic as well as the practice question, practice assignments with that. So that's why I'm asking like how you want to start for the next Saturday. Because if I take randomly 20, 20, 30 questions in the next Saturday, then that will not be a good idea. So I'll suggest you to go topic by topic. So for the next Saturday, what topic you want me to cover other than the assignment? I'll prepare questions for that, practice questions, and also concepts about that. You can take your time or you can scroll through the topics that you have studied or that will be coming in the next session in next week content and let me know. Additional questions for hematopoiesis and organs of immune system. Okay, I'll cover this in next. You want like questions only or some concepts also about that? Like you want to study the topic or only the practice questions? Okay. Okay, we'll take anything other than this, anything additional. Like it is the cells and organs of immune system only that is currently going on in the session also. So I'll take other questions other than the questions that is released in the assignment. I'll take some other questions also. Anybody else have any suggestion of what questions or what topic we can take in the next coming Saturday class? This is an open platform for discussion, so please feel free to suggest or you can ask anything. So, any other suggestion is there from anyone? Any other topic or anything you want to take in the next session on next Saturday? The timing will be same for all the Saturdays, 3 to 5 p.m. and the joining link will be the same. And the presentation and the video will be shared with you guys for all the upcoming session. So anybody else also have any suggestion for next what we can take? Then also please let me know so that I can prepare accordingly for next session. Okay, if no suggestion, then we will take some basic topic revision along with some questions from cells and organs of immune system in our next Saturday class alongside the released assignments. So we'll start that in next session. So for today, what we have next is like this is the topic that sir have already taken in the class. This is released. So you can have a look on this. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me. Or if you want to study this topic in detail, I'll also have a revision session in the next upcoming classes. Like sir have taken the organs of immune system, which are the lymphoid organs. Those are the sites for the generation, maturation, and initiation of adaptive immune responses. And these organized tissues in which lymphocytes interact with lymphoid, non-lymphoid cells and trapped antigen. So there are like two type of lymphoid organs. One is primary lymphoid organ, that is also called the secondary central lymphoid organ. This is for the immune competent cells are generated and mature here. And other one is secondary lymphoid organ, also known as the peripheral lymphoid organs. This is the site where organs where interaction of antigen naive cells, immune cells take place and present in path of lymphatic vessels, which is rich in lymphocytes and macrophages. So there are like these two type of lymphoid organs. So the primary lymphoid organ or the central lymphoid organs consist of thymus and bone marrow, and the secondary lymphoid organs or the peripheral lymphoid organs consist of lymph nodes, spleen, and mucosal associated lymphoid tissue, that is the MALT. So, have you studied these organs of immune system before, like this thymus, bone marrow, spleen, and lymph node? Have you studied this earlier in school? Like what class about how like what you know about these organs of immune system? Like you only know the name of these organs, or you also know some about the structure and function of these organs. Mhm. Immune response. Hmm. plasma B cells and memory B cells. The plasma B cells produce the antibodies, and the memory B cells are stored for the upcoming future infection with the same pathogen. The memory B cells are already present there. So, if the same pathogen encounters the host in the next time, then it already have a memory about that. So, it can directly start producing the antibodies against that. So, in addition to this, what you know more about these organs? Others are also aware of these organs of immune system, or are they listening for the first time, or they know just the basics about this, or are you aware of the detailed structure and function? Because these are the four main organs of immune response. There is a detailed video of Sir about the function of these organs and the structure of these organs. There are so beautiful structures you will get in the immunology books or any other videos or Google. So, are you aware of these organs? So, these are the four main organs of immune system. Along with that, the other some tissues are also there, mucosal associated lymphoid tissues, malt, galt, other tissues are also there. So, this is the thymus. It is situated here in the thoracic cavity, and this is the structure of the thymus. It is here. It is the primary lymphoid organ. This is the structure of thymus, the cross section of thymus. Have you seen this figure before? It has some cortex and medulla part, and some dendritic cell, macrophages, epithelial cells are also there. Have you seen or studied about the structure of thymus? Okay, then there is a detailed video of this. And once you go through the video, if it's clear to you, then fine. Otherwise, I can take this in the upcoming session. Like there is a medulla and cortex region of this thymus. There are some nerve cells which provide nourishment to the growing cells. There are some thymocytes, the premature cells. There are some dead cells also there. There is a trabecula, that is the this partitioning junctioning of the cells. There are some dividing thymocytes. So you go through this. Uh, this is already there, I think. See, the sir have already taken and shared the content of this particular topic. So you can go through the video, and if it's not clear, then let me know. After the thymus, the other primary lymphoid organ or the central lymphoid organ is the bone marrow. Bone marrow is here. Have you heard about the bone marrow? Femur here, yes. And the bone marrow is responsible for production of all these cells. When you will study the hematopoiesis and the cells of immune system, then you will get to know the main function of this bone marrow. Majorly all the immune cells are originating from here. See the site of B cell generation along with other cell types. Then the secondary lymphoid organ or the peripheral lymphoid organ, that is the spleen. This is present here. You can see in human body, and this is also beautiful cross-sectional structure of the spleen. You can see here some red pulp is there, and the white pulp is there in the center region. White pulp consists of all these cells. These are the naive cells which have not interacted with the antigen yet. It is mainly responsible for the filtration of blood, and it also traps the blood-borne antigens. And there are some disease also, infectious conditions also associated with this. So see, there are beautiful cross-sectional structures that tells about how many different type of cells are there in the thymus and function of each and every cell and how they are responsible for contributing to the immune system and generation of immune cells. So you once go through the video lecture of this content is from Himanshu sir's video lecture only, the shared content. So you can go through this video lecture and it is clearly explained there. So once visit the video, and also if you need some more simplified explanation, then let me know. We can discuss it in the next session. If you have any doubt regarding this video, then also note down your questions. We can take it in the next session. After spleen, there are lymph nodes. It is also the secondary lymphoid organ. These are like here lymph nodes are present in the nodular structures. So these are encapsulated bean-shaped structures and contains network of stromal cells packed with lymphocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells. And these are connected to both blood vessels and the lymphatic vessels. So this is the structure of the lymph node. It also have a central medulla region, and the outer, this purple one, is the cortex region. This lymph produces the B cells and T cells. So you can go through the details in the video. See, this is the cross-sectional structure of lymph node. Are you seeing these structures for the first time, or you already have seen this in some textbook or in your bachelor's, master's, anywhere you have seen these structures? Okay, then where you studied this subject, immunology, before? Okay, like basic concepts, you know. Okay, I thought you have studied somewhere in. Okay, okay. No problem. We can take the basic concepts also here. Like if you have studied like biotech or any related biology subject in a bachelor's or master's, then these all the structures are there. Like when you study about the organs of immune system, then first of all the primary and secondary lymphoid organ will come there. And with the name of primary and secondary, the all these four organs come there. And along with the four organs, the structures are also there. The function is also there. So these are like very beautiful structures, like you can see here also now how much clearly these structures are visible, and it contains various types of different cells and different locations for all the production of different type of cells. This all four lymphoid organs have these structures. So by seeing the structure without seeing the name also, you can once you will go through the video now, then you can just by seeing the structure you can tell which lymphoid organ is this and what these particular cells are and how they are functioning in our immune response. Like every organ have a different structure, and it, like thymus consists of thymocytes. These are the immature cells, and spleen have some other cells like this primary follicles and other pulse lead cells. Every organ have a different type of cell in that. The lymph node have the B lymphocytes in that. No problem. I will make a small video and the basic explanation of this in the next session. For this, all the four organs will cover in next. Okay. So we can have a very basic understanding of immunology. We can have a quick short revision that you might be already aware. But before starting the immunology course, you can brush up your basics again. So, how many types of immunity are there? Innate and adaptive. Like what you know about this terms? Are you aware of the terms innate immunity and adaptive immunity? Mm-hmm. That is present already in our body by the time of our birth. That is innate immunity, natural immunity, and the adaptive immunity is the acquired immunity that in our lifespan, whenever we encounter any antigen or any pathogen, then our body have a particular immunity with respect to that antigen or pathogen. So that is the acquired or adaptive immunity that we acquire with time. So the innate immunity is present in an organism by birth, so it is also called the natural immunity. And this is activated immediately when the pathogen attacks, because we already have how in our body like how to respond to a pathogen. So whenever we interact any pathogen, this immunity is activated immediately. So innate immunity includes certain barriers and defense mechanism that keep foreign particles out of the body, and it is a long term immunity in which our body produces the antibodies on its own. Like it is obviously it is present by birth, and it is responding immediately on the attack of pathogen. So it will live with us for the lifelong time. So it is long term immunity. And on the other hand is the acquired immunity, which is acquired immunity or adaptive immunity is the immunity that our body acquires or gains over time. Unlike the innate immunity, this is not present by birth. The ability of the immune system to adapt itself to disease and to generate pathogen specific immunity is termed as acquired immunity. Like whenever we interact with any pathogen, the body responds against that pathogen. So that is the acquired immunity. It is also known as the adaptive immunity. It is specific and mediated by antibodies or lymphocytes. So, like immunity is divided into adaptive immunity and innate immunity. And adaptive is again divided into natural and artificial immunity. Are you aware of these terms, natural immunity and artificial immunity? Mhm. And natural immunity? No idea. No problem. We'll have an idea right now. Get an idea. Natural immunity is like it is take we are getting it from somewhere, like maternal transfer, or by when we encounter an infection, then our body develops an immunity against that. It is the naturally. And artificial is it is transferred from somewhere. Like in active artificial, we are immunized at our childhood with some vaccines. That is the active artificial. Like artificially, our body is getting some pathogen, and it is forced to respond to that pathogen and produce some antibodies. That is immunization. And also the passive artificial is like antibody transfer, like antibody therapy. That is the passive artificial. We'll clear it now. I think we have this. See, the passive immunity is getting naturally from the maternal antibodies. At the time of birth, by breastfeeding, we are getting some antibodies by the mother milk to the children. That is the maternal antibody. So it is we are getting naturally. And artificial is we are getting antibodies from outside. See here, the passive maternal is we are getting naturally from the mother, and this passive artificial is we are getting antibody transferred from the antibody therapy. And this active immunity is like we are naturally exposing to an pathogen, or we are getting an infection, and our body is responding to that by producing antibody. So this is the natural active immunity by interaction with any pathogen. And by artificial active is like vaccination. We are getting the attenuated form of that particular pathogen. Then our body is forced to produce antibodies against this particular pathogen. So it is artificial. See here, this active natural is the infection that we are getting from surroundings. And this uh, active artificial is like immunization, the vaccination that we are getting. So you understood about these four types of different immunities? Okay. If you have any query or doubt regarding this, then you can ask me if it is not clear, because this is very basic of that immunology part. So the immunity can be described as either active or passive depending on how it is acquired. Just we have discussed this recently. This is the active immunity involves the production of antibodies by the body itself and the subsequent development of memory cells. And other on the other hand, the passive immunity results from the acquisition of antibodies from another source, and hence memory cells are not developed. So active immunity will result in long-term immunity, but passive immunity will not, due to the presence of absence of memory cells. Because in passive immunity, the memory cells are not developed. Both active and passive immunity can be induced by either natural or artificial mechanisms. Like here we have seen active and passive. This both can be developed from the natural or by the artificial. We can get it by natural sources from our mother or by the environmental infection, interaction with the environmental pathogen. So that will fall into the category of natural adaptive immunity. But if we are getting it from any external source like antibody transfer or by vaccination, then it will come under the category of artificial immunity. Then this both are again falling into adaptive immunity because we are acquiring this along with our lifespan, along with the when we are growing up. But the innate immunity is present in our body by the birth. So see examples of this active immunity, natural active immunity is the response to infection because we are naturally getting exposed to an pathogen in the environment and we are responding to this. So it is the natural active immunity. And the active artificial is like vaccination by producing antibodies in response to the controlled exposure of an attenuated pathogen. So it is artificially inserted in our body. And the examples for passive immunity is natural passive. Natural passive is like receiving antibodies from one another organism. Like for example, to the fetus via the colostrum or a newborn via breast milk. And in artificial is like receiving manufactured antibodies via external delivery. That is the tetanus serum, rabies serum, and the snake venom. Like these are the vaccination that we get in our childhood. The some vaccination are there, so those are for in that falls in this particular category. Are you aware of like there are different classes of antibodies? Like which type of antibody is passed from mother to fetus via the colostrum or the breast milk? Are you aware of the antibody IgG or check it out which one is passing from mother milk to fetus? I think it's IgA. No, G is not there. Just a minute, I'll cross check. It is IgA and IgM, both colostrum and mother milk. There are five different classes of antibodies. That is also there, I think, in the syllabus. So later on classes that will be also covered. How many classes do you know of antibody? One more is there. Five are there. And IgD is also there. That is the rare one. Do you know anything about IgE? Like where it is involved? IgE, allergic reactions. And IgA and IgM are from the mother milk. And the IgG, IgG, no. IgG is the like most common antibody, most common that is produced for the defense against the infection. That is a major class of antibody. IgG is the 80% of total serum antibody. That is IgG. That is the major responder to the infection. And IgM and IgM are like 5 to 10%. And IgD is like 0.2%, and IgE, that is the allergic one antibody, that is very, very, very rare. because whenever we have any allergic reaction, then only that antibody is produced. Other than the most common antibody produced for fighting from the infection is IgG, immunoglobulin G. So there is a specific topic regarding the classes of antibody. So that will be covered at that time in detail. So after the types of immunity, this is the summary of how immunity is present in our body. The innate immunity, that is protection from the like using the physical barriers or some chemical barriers or some cellular defense. In physical barrier is our skin. The first line of defense is our skin, that is protecting any pathogen from entering to our body. The chemical barriers are like our tears, our lysozyme enzyme produce, our saliva, our nasal secretion that comes under the chemical barriers. It also removes pathogen from our body and prevent from entering the body. And the third one is a cellular defense. These are the like cells of immune system responding with respect to the pathogen. And on the other hand, the adaptive immunity is divided into active immunity and passive immunity. Immunity you develop after being exposed to an infection or from getting a vaccine is the active immunity. And the passive immunity is immunity you acquire from someone or something else. That is the passive immunity. That is the preformed immunity. So, this active immunity is naturally from the antibodies made after exposure to an infection. Whenever we fall sick, whenever we encounter infection, our body produces some antibody. This is this particular category. And the artificial immunity is where antibodies made after getting a vaccination. When we get a vaccine, and originally after that, when we get infection, then this body produces this antibody. The passive immunity is naturally transmitted from mother to fetus via mother milk and artificially from the antibodies made after getting an immune serum medicine, like that is the antibody therapy. So this is the complete summary of types of immunity, different types of response, innate and adaptive, active and passive, natural and artificial, all this category. I think this particular chart is clear now, like how we are getting the active or passive, natural or artificial. Okay. So after that, we have a basic summary that we have gone through now. The primary lymphoid organs are the thymus and bone marrow. This is the structure of thymus that we have seen. So the thymus is the primary organ present above the heart in the thoracic cavity, and it is the site for the development and maturation of T cells. Like T cells are produced in the thymus. Its function is to produce an army of T cells that could protect the body from various foreign pathogens. The immune system mediated by T cells is called a cell mediated immune system because the immune cells are involved here. Have you heard about this term, cell mediated immune system? There are like two types of immune systems or the immune response, that is the cell mediated and humoral immune response. Like this cell mediated is by the action of T cells or by the action of cells, immune cells. Other one is humoral immune response, that is by the action of antibodies that is produced from the B cells, that is developed in the bone marrow. So that will I'll tell you now. So the immune system mediated by T cells is called a cell mediated immune system. It is when we will study the bone marrow, na, then it will become humoral immune response and it is produced by B cells and it will be formed in the bone marrow. So it is composed of cortical and medullary epithelial cells, stromal cells, interdigiting cells, and macrophages. The activity of the thymus is maximal in the fetus and in early childhood and then undergoes atrophy at puberty, although never totally disappearing. Because these immune cells are formed during the fetal development. That's why we have the natural immunity at the time of our birth, because these immune cells are already formed in our body. So this thymus activity is maximal in the fetus and in the early childhood. So this is the simpler structure of thymus cross section. The medulla region is inside and the cortex region is the outer region. Thymic corpuscles are these cells. There are some arteries, veins. So this is the structure. For the better understanding, you can see the video lecture of Sir. There it is explained very detailed. So this one is the thymus. So the it is essential for the maturation of T cells and the development of cell-mediated immunity, thus referred to as primary lymphoid organ. The functions of thymus are like T cell maturation and development. So immature T cell precursors travel from bone marrow to the thymus to become thymocytes, that is the developing cells, where they generate antigen specificity and then migrate to the peripheral lymphoid tissue as mature T cells. So this immature T cell precursor travel from bone marrow to thymus and then they become the mature T cells. And also the function of thymus is production of hormones. The thymus has an interactive role with the endocrine system. Thymic epithelial cells produce the hormones thymosin and thymopoietin and in concert with cytokines such as the interleukin 7. Have you heard the terms interleukin, interferon, cytokines, such type of terms? Have you heard before? Anybody? Only the terminologies. Okay, no problem. We'll cover this also in some topics, some related topics, the interferons, interleukins. There are different types of interferon. There are different types of interleukins. There are so many type of cytokines. These are the mediators of immune response, like how cells interact. Have in cell biology, are you aware of something about cell biology, cell signaling? Okay, so in cell signaling, there are some signaling molecules like that in immunology. There are these some immune response molecules like cytokines, interferon, interleukins. So these are the mediators of immune response. So we'll also cover this somewhere in the related topics. So these things are also produced in the thymus. And in bone marrow, these hematopoietic stem cells that you were talking about, the hematopoiesis is the production of these cells, the generation of immune cells. So these hematopoietic stem cells are produced from the bone marrow. In bone marrow, this initial hematopoietic stem cell is produced and it have the capacity to differentiate into any type of immune cell. So this hematopoietic stem cell can differentiate into either lymphoid progenitor cells that will subsequently differentiate into T cell or B cell. So T cell and B cell will come from lymphoid progenitor cells that we are studying right now. T cells are produced in thymus and B cells are produced in bone marrow. And on the other hand, other than the lymphoid progenitor cell, hematopoietic stem cell also have the capacity to differentiate into myeloid progenitor cells. So there are two type of progenitor cells. One is myeloid, other one is lymphoid. So this myeloid have the further capacity to differentiate into this other immune cells. Like those are platelets, eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils, monocytes, and erythrocytes. Have you heard the names of these immune cells like eosinophil, basophil, neutrophil, monocytes, and these other cells? And you know the functions of these cells, like where they are useful, where they respond. Mm-hmm. Mm. Anything else? No problem. In the cells of immune system, we'll study like about each and every cell, like how this cell is produced and what is the function of this cell, what is the structure of these cells. Like you will see some of these cells are this is like eosinophil is bilobed. Lobed means this nucleus structure. So it have two type of this lobes. Other one are multi lobes and some have capacity to release some like enzymes for killing the pathogens, so every cell have different type of structure and function. We'll study this in detail in the upcoming part of the cells of immune system. I'll cover it there. So I was telling that from bone marrow, the hematopoietic stem cell is produced, and this hematopoietic stem cell can either differentiate into lymphoid progenitor cell or the myeloid progenitor cell. So ultimately, from bone marrow, this all type of immune cells are produced. So this bone marrow is a sponge-like tissue found inside the bones. This is where most immune cells are produced and then also multiply. These cells move to other organs and tissues through the blood. Many bones contain red bone marrow at birth, which actively creates immune system cells. Over the course of our life, more and more red bone marrow turns into fatty tissues. In adulthood, only a few of our bones still contain red bone marrow, including the ribs, vertebra, sternum, and bones in the pelvis region. So, like at the time of the birth, we have so much of this active red bone marrow that creates the immune system cells that is highly active, and with our as we grow in our age at adulthood, only a few of our bones contain the red bone marrow. This red bone marrow is responsible for formation of these immune cells. So this is only found in the ribs, vertebra, sternum, and pelvis bones at the adulthood. This is the cross-sectional structure of this bone marrow. At adulthood, more and more of this bone marrow is converted into the fat cells, so it will not produce any immune cells. So this is the structure of bone marrow. See, this much type of cells are there. This much type of cells can be produced from this bone marrow. Major of the immune cells. Then comes the secondary lymphoid organ. Till now, we have seen the primary lymphoid organ or the central lymphoid organ that consists of bone marrow and spleen. And here it is the secondary lymphoid organ. So this is the structure of spleen. It have white pulp and red pulp in this. So for once you go through the video lectures for detailed explanation of this particular structure of all the four type of major lymphoid organs, then if you have any doubt, then we can discuss it in the next class, because it will be very detailed if I start discussing about each and every region of this particular structure. So the other secondary lymphoid organ is the lymph node. So You have any doubt you want to ask anything? Till now, we have seen some basics of the immunology and some basics about these lymphoid organs, and some of the sample questions, those were of very basic immunology. We have seen. So you have any doubt or any suggestion, or you want to revise anything again? Then let me know. We have some time so we can discuss anything again. Someone who joined just now, if you also want to suggest something, you can also tell, or if you want to ask. Have you learned something new from today's class, or all the things that you have seen you were already aware of that? Is there any new learning in this class? Anything? Okay. Major of the cells are produced from the bone marrow. Then those cells there are those are immature. Then with time those travel to the respective organ, like those travel to thymus. Then there they interact with the pathogen, or they interact with the pathogen. Then they become the mature T cells. Then those will differentiate into some other cells and respond to the pathogen. Anything else you have learned new in this class? Because you are the constant learner from initial of this class till now. So thank you for being here. It is also my first time on the NPTEL course and in the online class. So I thought it might be like there may be so many live interactive people there. So we can have some discussion on some topics, or they will suggest me what they want to study in the next upcoming classes, because this is the first session of this particular course. So I Okay, maybe the case. But like sir is teaching everything in detail in the class, so I can't take all those things again in this one session. So if you have any doubt from those lectures, or if you want to, if anything is not very much clear, you want some simplified explanation of that, then I can take this in the live interactive session. Otherwise, the whole course I can't take in like this 2 hours class. So major this Saturday class is designated for, what is there? Major time of the Saturday class is designated for solving the assignment problems, or helping you out how to solve those assignments. Like there are some 10 questions for each assignment. Major is dedicated for that only. But along with that, if you also want to learn something, some topic, then also I can teach, no problem with that. And also, were you aware of that active, passive, natural, artificial, all those different differentiation of the types of immunity before, in this clear way? Before, only innate and adaptive, two types of immunity are there. One is by, okay, the one is innate is present throughout from the birth, and adaptive is acquired after the birth. That's it. Just one liners. But now, is that clear, the difference between the active, passive, natural, artificial, all different types? Or if it's not clear, you have any doubt, then we can go through this again, because this is like very key concept. If you get it, if you get the concept, then you can have it clear. Otherwise, it's always confusing that what type of immunity will fall into what category. So if it's not clear, then you can let me know. No issue with that. We can see it again. Okay, okay. Thank you. Like for GATE, yes, for immunology, if you go through this NPTEL coursework, then for GATE it is very much sufficient, because everything is here teaching in detail, and you also have like sample questions. I have seen the week 1 and week 2 assignment problems. Those are not very much like simple, like today, like we have seen the week 0 assignment. That was the simplest form. It is, yes, yes, it is for those student who are like out of biology course, like you are from agriculture course. So if somebody have not studied biology biotech in their bachelor's masters, or anybody is not have not seen the video lectures in detail, the week 0 assignment was for those people. And if you have seen the week 1 and week 2, so without seeing the videos and without studying those concepts, you can't solve those assignments. Yes, yes, yes. So the video lectures are already in depth and very much sufficient for that. So you go through all the video lectures and also all the assignments, and also additionally I will also take some problems other than the assignment in all this weekly Saturday session. And also if any topic is also discussion required, then also you can let me know. So for GATE it is sufficient. For CSIR, you it is like 50-60% sufficient, but you also need to go in the detailed question. I think when the assignments will be released now, that will be sufficient for the CSIR also. So you go through that also. Anything else if you want to suggest for today's class, or for any feedback for the next class? Yeah, most welcome. Okay, no problem with that. Actually, it's my first time online, and some less people are there, and it's supposed to be like live interactive session. So without the audience, without the people, how can I interact for like 2 hours? Yes, yes. If it was only regular, okay, okay. But it is like weekly session for all the Saturdays, and it is for 2 hours, and with one or two learners. No problem. For the next class, I'll have the assignment questions, because the assignment due date is not over yet. So I can't take those assignment for this particular class. Once the due date is over, then I'll take those assignment, and the related concepts I'll also explain with that. Before that, I will have some other question answer problems for the next Saturday. No, no problem, no problem. These are unavoidable things. I also have too much noisy here. So no problem with that. It's fine. I want to see, yes. Yes, immunology is like a minor portion of that. So it is almost like what is covered in the courses in like college, university, or this NPTEL course. That is the major part of immunology is done with that. Like if you study the history and background of immunology and then cells and like we can go through the wait, I'll show you with the syllabus what is covered there. See, if we see the history and development of immunology, so this is the all the uh, discoveries part come here, like how immunology started, everything, all the postulates, all the type of scientific discoveries, every work comes here. And what this is the foundation and background of start of the immunology, like the development of vaccination, the about the microorganisms, everything comes here, how they respond to host and pathogen. Everything is covered in history and development. Then it comes the immune system and the organs of immune system. See here in the week 2, it is organs of immune system, this primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs, and the malt and galt also there. Then after organs of immune system, here comes the cells of immune system. This is the hematopoiesis, like generation of immune cells and other cells. So cells and organs is covered here, and other cells of immune system like this development application, the small things are also here. And the this is major portion, the cells of immune system, various immune cells and its role in host defense and immunopathogenesis. Like I was talking about those cells now, basophil, eosinophil, neutrophils, all those type of cells have a particular role in host defense. So that application part comes here, so that is done. And this here, the cytokines and other immune mediators, this is here. The cytokines, interleukins, interferons, all the immune mediators will be covered here. And after that, the syllabus will be covering the innate immunity and how it influence other immunity. Like innate is covering physical, biochemical, microbial barriers, and some pathogen recognition receptors. So here it is the innate immunity portion will be covered here in fifth and sixth unit. And also the seventh unit is innate immunity, like the humoral components. The have you heard about complement systems? That will come in the later. It is like week 7 content. It will come later on. The complement and lectin pathways. So it is a part of humoral immune response. So like innate and adaptive will be covered here in week 5, 6, 7. Then about antigens and antibody will be covered here in week 8. And on the week 9, the infection and response to the infection, and how B and T cells are responding to those infections, and the immunological response to viral infection and some other disease will be covered like here in 10th unit, like in 10th week. And 10th, 11th, 12th is basically for the infection part. So if you see the syllabus from starting from here, history and development in week 1, then cells and organs of immune system in week 2 and 3, and the immune mediators in week 4, and innate and adaptive immune system in week 5, 6, and 7. Then week 8 is about antigen and antibody, and week 9 is about interaction with the pathogen, about like host and pathogen interaction will be starting here from the week 9. And 10th, 11th, and 12th is with response to the various type of infections and how our body is responding to this. So if you cover all these units of all the like 12 weeks, then almost major things of the immunology will be covered here only. Nothing is there after covering all these things. Every basic, every detail will be covered. So it is very much sufficient for your university, college exam syllabus, or for your like competitive exam immunology syllabus. It is more than sufficient if you go through all these topics in detail, and respective week will have respective assignments. So the questions will also be covered there. So it is more than sufficient. Okay, most welcome. Anything else? Mm. Anyone from your university or your batchmates or anyone else is also there on the NPTEL? They have joined some courses. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a good decision that you are taking this from the NPTEL, because you can see the, like I have shown you the content what sir have covered in the lectures na, so it is more than sufficient and it is covered in very much detail. Like you see this, have you, if I think you have visited this particular things material from the lecture, so everything is there. What is remaining after this? All the Nobel Prize in the field of immunology and everything is there. So you just read about these things, all these experimental studies and how immunology started. Just read about these. If it's anything is not clear, you can post the question in discussion forum. I will take it from there, or you can ask me directly. You have done your MSc in molecular biology. Okay. And agriculture in your BSc. But in MSc, if you have studied molecular biology, then there are biotech no subject like immunology. Okay, okay, okay. Like what subjects you have studied in your MSc molecular biology and biotech? Mhm. Okay. Okay. No problem. You can study immunology from here, from the NPTEL course. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Do join the next session as well. Okay. Yes, yes, sure, you can leave. Thank you for joining the whole class. Hello. Yes, yes, you are audible. Okay, you can leave the class. Thank you. Okay.